besieging the national headquarters, demanding for jobs and then promises to be fulfilled. Promises and perform the ma say omo fulfill omo promises no na adwuma so omo mu binye no na omo abre no me no me wa be busa eno wasem na afi the issue of scholarship e wo mamu wo mu aye the scholarship mu indeed wo mu aye wo mu a wo mu deserve omu year scholarship say sebe abusua mu abrabo mu aye den sikasema aye den na ntino was aban ekwo mo a this scholarship come especially abanadan twam no na ye nimomu a omojeje scholarship maybe kwa na adwasafu edin baamu centralfo bi omaye adwuma so many years from afar you can generally say they can cater for themselves omdin baamu afa de adutwam de enkote a justice srem sai lawyer sana no Obiri bu ahetiwe why lawyer for so many years na naso okusko say me ho kire me just aban boa me na kabia scholarship a ye de be ma me anase JB say on fanko school no anase ba ko hwe a brilliant chap bi to say the adesso akwale ye de ko boa no na a judge of his status or no ena akoje. Now I shall say from the NDC youth at their headquarters demanding for jobs.
Oh, I mean,
almost said jobs also now.
Are you surprised? You should not be surprised. If you've been following politics in this country, so what the man you so much there's a distinction between the UP Dankwa Buzia Dombo UP tradition and the CPP PNDC tradition. The CPP PMP PNDC tradition no but the answer paying for no okwa no wakasa chirebe oh munye say ye be say ye say ye be say ye I mean it started in 1949 Kwame Nkrumah CPP and it led to the birth of Veranda Boys and Girls. So CPP almost officially inaugurated in 1951 no nan ya be de catch ye be ye we ye be what in the Clementa Park or converting what in your kind osio no mo kan sem bia o mbisa osio man kan ye what in your fifi kote mrebi okan
yeah
I mean that is the CPP the PMP the NDC the PNDC traditional can be chirebi both rem can be ditro can we katro ye we no wonder only there be crash in politics there no kra kakra nkontompo kakra that has been the stock in trade of this tradition. It is a mimi who say ba sala ne be ko ne ye penkrata ye pe adwuma ne ye ba say ye mi hu ana every say omoma Abalek Bazinte omoma na appointment one say otra abu ayinu subio bicycle no so one say otra bicycle no subio go to the communication industry Shan DC for na wa mukasa PTM na weba na we was it not that don't go no ka or is fiano go to the communication industry and it's about ba no ne be ko be party e kotesia mfom so be ne bae ba no ne be ko party e kotesia mfom so be ne but I was not comfortable with the answer Pablo or the man woman. I was not comfortable. The answer na Pablo di ma ba ne hwa or kan kira be say adwuma no mo ba munin krata meboa
yeah
munin krata nti monko na we kasa sen ma kasa kire nipa we kasa sen e ma kasa kire that is the NDC for you mama no aba kan kasa pa bi kire be obi a ebe kakra montwan ye toto niama ola adwuma ho na mo munin krata e fata se ye fam adwuma ba ja sa mama na ne ba de ba na mo a nya sa mama na ye koto aba ko crow from market ha boys ya ne be de da ho nyina ndisi fo amefa wo mu nyina amfa nkwanko ye wo mo party agent because no am go ye ba ye be ye say MPP nya MPP nko MPP nsie MPP nyira MPP monto na amanfo di akire na nipa aba na omo aba so a en so ne eso kasa krom ana bi say look that bia me ka MPP asem me ka MPP aseba obi da oye beta mara say MPP fo pa etenase ne be manyam suro nokraka nyamfere nuado eja na ntitwitwa nkaka they can rule this country as a political party be rule Mexico for 68 years. In Mexico, a political party ruled for 68 years. So if the leaders of the MPP be suro nyankopɔn be no kraka for be nuado eja dufu depe eja peseminkuminya eja family and friends ahwe nyame anim ama nuado aye adwuma to say dan kwanum ne buzia no mpenso a nka they will have a lot of years to rule but ben hwanya santi no na sane ma no ho sunti no na ma opportunity ma other political parties in to be capitalize Arabiani. So listen to the Pablo ni okan me na me magina han kirekirim ni okan ne Pablo kan no and this for me man no ba so ante na Pablo kan no and this for me man no ba hu and this na Pablo Kayano. And no, ye experience ye who could actually because I said the Papa be check DCMC appointments no or in Basoni. Better DC MC appointments no. Now first and down moja hwe be hwe gu baby bebre. Yeah. Moja be hwe gu baby bebre. Because baby wa ha be ka se bamfa be nipa. No one for way. As and run I don't me hwe news be late in the night. Is that Ayawaso? I say Ahmed Gedel. Ahmed Gedel. Ayawaso. Well, my press conference and I said that boy has been disqualified. Nah, I'm for security. Yeah, Mubo didn't crumple. But when you know, much I say, Yanko Panam, yes, system, MPP bra 8 years, NDC bra 8 years. But yeah, MPP for one, I created that. And I come and nyinaba. You followed me, complain because I be compared to my mama bamenya. That very week na so bet ya. Abronya complaining so onya adwuma bi. No onya adwuma no better on komra. Okoba better kodi MPP panyin bi babio. And that very week na Jennifer Quinn also complained. And that very week na Admaku Befi also complained. Now, Godfrey Choice House, if go rust, what will Iron do? Me complaining, Admaku Befi complaining, Jennifer Quinn complaining, Kwamba Fabronja complaining. So it is not a matter, say, human in her, and now they don't have the certificates. But a greediness. I do for the pay. So, yeah, Pablo Nasam no, it's a lesson for the MPP. It's a lesson for the MPP. Pablo, I'm saying, sir, a human anyhow. Not that the NDC boy man who nin kratan, bebre one krata pa. Bebre kada NDC na chemno. That was 92, 94, 96, NDC no. And you been a NDC. And then krata MPP for be bia to hono. NDC forcing to me to all. As a pan I'm catch on. Krata MPP for catch for be no. NDC force will be brave. So Pablo, answer now the Maya no. It was disingenuous. That response was in a bad taste. That response was in a bad taste.
Use and dump. That say abeka politics one.
No. Just that people
because Obiri complaining when MPP is in power. Ube unu ni panka ufise omokra de ukope bibia omu na ozo kosi omusu no. Ube kono okana asemu a na je ono kra no obre kra se wo a wo de wasemu ko no ho no. NDC ba the same thing. Entino
a greediness among some of our politicians. Arrogance and greediness. Arrogance and greediness. Cut across Ubenya NDC, Ubenya MPP.
In our party, Agenda 111. We more contracts no. And we say equipment that no more local content. And one of our party top party officers apply or like what Tendai say Yemfamano. And he is known to be manufacturing hospital beds from 2010 as a 2011. Our the big other neighboring countries, especially Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire, or the documents 3 times at the office of the chief of staff. Yes, say the document no ayra. Imprensa. Finally, the winner bid no decided to say Obaba beton Eddie free on knowing him. Say on the produce local one the quality was on the other day. And that person when they been was warned. Say Okotone ha ye ni we. So young into says man abeka politics no remu a just get ready for some of these bad things
it's the greedy ones.
No more.
It's the greedy ones. Look, I think he was the first or your first vice. Minka said he was. It's a first vice. War man crash so quiet so nothing in him. Move back on. Obiri no, we be said Obama no contract be. He came to me. So some baby wa nka samani ni pakro. Nka samani ni pakro. Tisa ni awoka ya. The MPP in reposition herself no. Dache. As I say MPP or more reposition ye. The MPP reposition.
How do we reposition it? What goes into the reposition?
The caliber of the individuals you will make who will be appointed. The caliber of the individuals who will be appointed. I am saying the caliber of the individuals who will be appointed. What in a person yes. And you'll be an S or the post be a man. MPP don't be a make us MPP man who know who self-inflicted. Why in phantom one with the amount? You just any panel. From 2010, Royam Pa Betas a brand, and then no case a young Fessica, and my young Franco MPP programmer or the Baba. Maybe so. Or never be so. No. And then one man will jump, you mako, you know my chene, you know my tomatoes, you know my pano, you know my yadwa. Or the man, and no coa on farm. You know to pano, someone pano. In 2014, 2015, Upaka MPP t-shirt, Fakwa Kofa Dum, Fakwa Kofo Kejetia. Umra na de chicken unidia, Umra no wame. But do this and not the Benantawa, Bibe few. Kofa Malata, Kofa Mamobi, Kwa Kosika Kudi Junction. Kofa Agbabushi. Uka said no, the Namwa Bibe. In future, we must look for individuals party na eda wo makoma so. Eti hwa asem ya worker na nya we nko na ahene be. Deputy General Secretary of Minister for Lands and Forestry Office. So I am in the timber industry me per compartment. Oka cho se kope bi bra. So what you want ma na dwene ho na wira ho. What you want ma na dwene ho na wira ho. So my concern is send the page no. Woman they no more agree more I know more here. Almost your margin so most yes so dey your penti ntumi nyai. Enti e be ye dey. Leadership in future the MPP must be very 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 careful. When I be appointed the biaba na be appointed. Ya capable de ne nsamana atem didi apablo didi omne adwuma asemi mama nsa se de ka se yemre so me nsa no fa nwura mu wide Ashanti region say metum dia obama me kwa look I am saying that look so me to me can PP asemo a bitim tranche no better we better me ya better say no kura no America no ya better look let me be very honest and sincere when ba Ghana no mantam na ewo mu no na mantam no nyina no na edu meboa yeah and about 2017 2018 ye created man be edunsia awene ba meboa I am saying say look party ya to abama 2016 December no abɛkrati mantam amana bɛdu nwɔtwe no abɛdu nsia no hwiem by 2019 and so making sure say every region biano who minister from that region,
a regional minister or a sector minister,
a sector minister. I'm being very honest,
but I think it happened, Nana.
Oti region nipa sana ye man as a sector minister. Biatum ebiana menhu ebiana mante. Biatum your oyon on frame aminti. Biatum ebiana menhu anamboa. Like the same man who has been appointed by NDC, Bank of Ghana, also from Volta region.
Yeah.
It is a one sien who.
Okay, so who was Volta region?
Who was Volta region for the first time.
For the first time.
What you say? Who became Rose during this
from energy to railways.
Even Amewu free, but let's make Amewu as from the Volta region. After 2020, no, apart from Amewu, Volta region, Otiwa Nekoe. In the half region, was there any sector minister?
No, deputy Obiri.
Until Dambocho resigned in our Dambocho was reshuffled. Bunu East. I am saying it authoritatively, sir. Who boom money to Sagana? I am mantam dunsia. Away free. Who choice of ministerial positions in Kura? One year, your party will pay dearly for it. And I'm repeating it. Me, I'm very honest. I call it the win, dear mamma, no dear. Me, inquire bibi male win you free me some. It is no cracanino, me yard ya query, Miss Remy Yankopon. Your mantam dunsia. So by 2018-2019, me and your mantam dunsia. I know as a fast, the eastern region and the Ashanti region, and the MPP was stronghold. It is an undeniable fact, and they are not correct. But what you tell it is an undeniable fact. Eastern region, Ashanti, undeniable fact. But that doesn't mean, sir, other regions now when you vote to crowd, may appoint a sector minister. Man, dear, Mahama is appointed 20. What point is to is immaterial. The most important thing is that a mamu and a warrior. Na mamu na warrior no all over the world. A mamu warrior no ya yan to say ya to dame. Ushan Krojan no the backwansia. Ushan Krojan no the backwansia. I'm saying that so that by 2019 no and sana kebeba 2020 no. Na mantam dunsia no nyina no obia mako na because Eastern and Ashanti aya stronghold no at least obetima bia miensa Eastern be mienu ana miensa Ashanti be mienu ana miensa mamantam bia nya bi o mamantam bia nya bia na transnational hwe no krogen na a region like ahafo as a chira na ba ko be deputy gender
Frida
Prempe na ba ko bi so ba Frida Prempe was deputy now is but I'm talking about sector minister. So you see, let me repeat it. Maminti and men can say, look, MPP appointments no yen bebre no Eastern and Ashanti region no. Na enchaye
says sir appointees no do ma Ashanti region.
Yeah. Because your stronghold. And your stronghold no. As I say omunya bebre. Ampa Eastern as onya bebre. But not Oti region. Can be chira be bia na bi.
Now me kwa me no ya because bebrebe no say twa you yenya fa so bi amfi so.
Exactly.
Avahwe amre region.
So Oti region no wa baako. Sector minister so what you say. Ahafo bobie ye no akoma no minister sports. As Buno is na ye Martina J Kosa na Jabula na Damboche Koyi Kosa. So it means that first 4 years from 2020 2024 until 2024 Martina J Kosa there was no sector minister from the Buno East And do you think I fair? No sector minister from Oti region. Do you think say fair? Let's be very honest. Why would you should be why would you listen to American sabi?
But is it about development? The more per Ababa Baye and as minister.
Look,
say about Obiri minister from the region. No,
yes.
So we be kind.
Listen, in our society, in the African society, so region be a minister. It may look like what the white ones say in here, but here.
I see.
Yeah, the NDC dominated, starting from Atebubu. What you say? Atebubu Pronimia Nunina DC dominated because of Kamana Donko at the time when he was the Minister for Energy. Because of Kamana Donko. Because at that time when he was the Minister for Energy. Mami Sanama Bio, Eastern region, appointments and MPP appointments in ya for Achim Kakra na Bako. Achim Kakra na Quo. I am saying, say, look, Krobo Fosso or Eastern regional. Krobo.
Latte for
Latte crowd over push it down Bocha Coho. Damboche Benwomu. So over can Damboche Elate. What about that Krobo? Tell me, sector minister, MPP appointing Wakrobo. And it was very dangerous. You are doing politics in Africa.
Now, dangerous you hundabe. Now, who some okay hundabe? Why did you talk about it yesterday?
Me.
But today?
Me. Osi mi nka ho asem da. Osi mi Obiri boy mi nka ho asem da. Nya me nyina ka ho bi ni bare. Me ya beta bentina ai park na chi no.
Oh, sir.
Oh, yes. What checking on? Yo, Eastern region. Let's take the MPP first term. Finance, Achimeria, Meboa.
Yeah.
President, Achimeria, Meboa. Western Housing, Madame Floye, Atachia, Achimeria, Meboa.
Road,
Achimeria, Meboa. Information. Achimeria mboa entwaye yimu ba ko fa kokrobo area Eastern region sane yimu ba ko fa ko Afram place Eastern region yimu bi you can assemble
spread it around,
assemble the Achim people, assemble the Kwa people. So look, party no there say ni mumu ni hwa ye ni ho mumu ni hwa ye ni ho di biano make us mema mo be say duru but party no nti ene da achi nti ene ye party no kan ko nti enti odi ba ko be ko krobo anja krobo ne ye omu krobo lower krobo upper krobo na Afram plains no odi bi kwa ho no ubenya krobo ubenya nwona ubenya gadangbe ubenya twifuo no. I am saying that politics in Africa, if you want to be successful, now person to do the yen said damn it. Oh, damn what thing that is how it should be done. If you don't do that politics in Africa, Masa Uboa. Anya Ghana nkoa. As far as Africa is concerned, your attention across was Zambia now. SDA, you know, appointment was Kiwa one area. SDA, you know, appointment was Kiwa one area. Baby, you're free. So tension is now going on in Zambia to the extent they say. Now, no, last week, back in Pam, you know the Beko court. Adanya Beko Dunisa, better Bakwa ya duro. Sebe Zambia president. Bakwa ya duro. They are being tried in the court of law in Zambia now, as we are talking. Come on, yes, I know. Let me can Eastern region. Yes, Eastern region. So the Krobos will feel very peeved. The Afram place, 8 years, I buy and sector minister Ben and Afram place. You don't over concentrate appointment no achim nko asa. Never gasa yibi fa ko ho. Ho nyina part of Eastern region. Come to Ashanti.
Ashanti region.
Ashanti region. Chief of Staff. Ashanti.
Deputy.
National Security.
Deputy Chief of Staff.
Yeba. And Deputy Chief of Staff. Ashanti.
National
Security.
Education.
Ashanti. Meboa. Education. Yawo na poho. Education. Then the deputy. Meboa. Anya Ashanti.
Yeah. Yawo sanitation. Yeah.
Anya Ashanti. Yawo akoto ansa na obaroza.
Agric.
Anya Ashanti.
Aviation.
Antaye.
Sisi Adapa.
Antaye. We don't run a country like Ghana and concentrate the appointments in one particular area. The party will suffer eventually. Menam kachiro. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Asante no ba fa koto tono na japadia koto ni fie won ka brochire. Edi be ye NLM UP. Ba fa koto. Entino ope this tradition ba fa koto na wawu no. Ope tradition che no bia. Kofi buja sacrifice ye eche no bia. BF kusi sacrifice ye eche no bia. Ama pa ajekum ko form ama pa UP. Or sacrifice eche no bia. Na to mema na ombe those days no appear menka don't go for jo. One a sacrifice job. So Ashanti no MPP fuma no e wa Ashanti. Etino to me na beka won sa na wo chicha ma other places in Nubi. Ati say wo pe ba wo pe no sabi ka frachu mesremka enye ayi
my po open ayede
oya open na oya na me do beko a restaurant na me yo see yasa kwa bi na ope girl bi ono na kan onya no na girl na mpene wo de mpene ndi akwa ne girl ne gira ho sa no hu se BNB ba na akwa no boom na kan na betwam na akwa no ba obisa girl sa kan na twam o se akwa yin o se kwa o se na re na dwan o se papa fancy
if you
I'm saying that look, politics in Ghana, politics in Nigeria, politics in Zambia, politics in Togo, politics in everywhere, even in America winning. Some started with the argument say, Kamala Harris on winning. Nams you are there, very share. Now someone say, Nema mi owo no, and ne papa owo no. Omunye full-blooded Americans. Hey, sir, Mr. Share. But then you bring boy in Abutari na hwade. Na me so hwe. Ban kama wonte.
Necessary Obama enkonkoye.
Obama no one party bi.
Ne half.
Yes.
Okay.
Unlike Kamala Harris.
Both parents.
I'm say, hey, sir, here. Nyambotare he. Then Elon Musk no minaje wam hudiginam. Elon Musk will not explain to you why they took to the size of Donald Trump, but I can't be. So coming back to Ashanti, coming back to MPP. So all the aviation, wait. I am saying, he said no. And all the aviation, no, and our ministry, no, for Ashanti for the I say, Munye, Eastern region, Munimwa, Etino, ministerial position, me ye back on them, they are quite half. After all, I have one Ashanti. No, why you back, Coho? Who you back, Coho? I don't know. Ebabuapa, especially who you back one cockroach say, Ebia mem. When we are maturano, what do you call memo population? Now, so deputy, sir. In fact, even there, first, Krana or Mukreti and Kran, said the deputy no. Mamma said, my view. Politics in Ghana, politics in Africa, better than said, damn it. You have the vice president who is a Mampusi. There's a problem between Mampusi and Kusasi. Why you vice president Mampusi no? Opa no akwa interior minister Kusasi ni.
Okay.
Why you vice president or vice president near Prisino? No, I interior minister Quisasini. Jump. When be no kasa. Yan 2 man pipi wallahi, yan 2 man Prisini, vice president, yan 2 man wallahi. Meanwhile, you are the interior minister or the minister for defense or the minister for national security or you Quisasini. Abasa bed and a baba from. And I say, well, I am the president of the country. Security no woman some. But me vice president Mampusi. And I'm a minister for interior or defense or national or Kusasini. Munko bisabe. Munko bisabe. This is politics. This is grassroots politics. This is elementary politics. I am telling you. Yeah, grassroots politics. Me elementary politics.
My issue is, I want to believe and material for my helpful Nabaja to me say this is not known to you. And I said, take interest in this. How did we miss it? You
will miss it when you don't want to hear the voice of the grassroots politician. If you don't want to hear the voice of the grassroots politician, then when your opportunity. Shall not listen ya no pay many way if you with you. More video ways move flash, you'll be a baby sour hada. Obia baby sada. Yeah, will be no more on my sabio, Yanko Pona didn't Diano Mayan. So, Oti region no, Yatuma wo, Yantua Mawo, Fabico. Volta region, Yatuma wo, Yantua Mawo, Fa Obikoho. Fa Obi Koho. About deputy ministerial appointments, now so what should that say? Tony said, damn it. It is a with the post way. Ama Ebia Eastern Regional or the finance. Ama Eastern Regional. Deputy finance no. Who bet me the court say fra. Or the back of fra. And now so the deputy finance no. Who bet him the accord the gumba fine. I mean anta fine. So you organize it. Make sure say look. Energy. O deputy no. And me be call Western North or Western Region. Western North or Western Region because petroleum hub no Western Region. And the deputy and minister for energy no. Man for energy now I'm deputy me be call Western Region. That is how I'll build it. So you need to sit down and look at the institutions very well. You don't over concentrate. And now you don't concentrate the appointments in Ashanti. You don't concentrate the appointment in this thing. Why an acham kwa? What about Krobo? What about in Greater Accra? Let's look at the MPP appointment very well. Let's be very honest. Me nye tribal politics, but I'm being grassroots politics and honest politics. Greater Accra no. Ukwa kofa pram no se geni ngonu nyina e Greater Accra. Appointments and sign, just let go through the records. Sign ena MPP every ho. Sign ena every ho. Na Greater Accra appointment sign ena every ho. A man from Wami, Emza chire no oko boy, the call health. But no. So in my region, region, you have the Justice Attorney General, the Health Minister, and then Labor Employment. So Bruno, keep me ne yibaku from Nafako region B. Sanya be ya, ubetimi ama amanfo hu se, marginalize that region no. Sanya be ya amanfo be hu se, you've not marginalized that region. Nanyina grassroots politics. But ukoya ministers and deputy ministers about 60 or 70% Ashanti and then Eastern. Eastern is what kwawu and achema, the party will suffer. Because you need to go to, you must spread your tentacles. I am not here to do, sorry, I'm not here to do tribal politics. But me chira mniema makwana mienu a ebia obahu se ebetimi aboa pa ama MPP yanhu either say yanhu. We pay dearly for that. Let's come to Bono Wanchi o mainstream bon. Nsiatre sunyane mainstream bon. Doma mainstream bon. So what about Sampa? What about the Adaswo? What about Menye? What about Banda? What about Brohani? What about the baby? What about Sekwa? No. But the many from what me who a deputy minister. And you take that politics in Africa and GDP. And your GDP and your way. Go back to 1969. Sit down. Consider how Buzia won the elections in 1969 and the appointment Buzia made in 1969. Sit down. Consider that. So these are some of the Ashanti region, Modiano Abano, the national one, Beba. And we will look at all these things. CEOs. Yes, President Ghana, can we say, as a political party MPP, yes, President CEOs should do yeah, Dami. Appointment of CEOs, yeah, Dami. In all these cases, I am not ruling out capabilities and competence. No, capabilities, competence. You cannot tell me, sir, I from Plains, more than what the mammy water and answer mammy fante. Or more didn't be a friend of from Plains. Ogasa Hanon Oka, when Cratchy Yobamuha, Eba Becca say, something. Ojinama MPP, I will a from Plains. Ako is a brilliant guy. Akom is a brilliant guy. Are you saying, sir, oh yeah, appointment of deputy ministers? Now, Kofa Akom, no be representing a from place you want one. And my whole person can say, yes, Yanyabi.
George Akom.
Yes. No, I'm not quite representing. You don't concentrate your wakwa kwesi nsuta. Wakwa kwesi the same you do biase. Now, what concentrate? How no dear a stronghold. So you tell the individuals, say, how dear a stronghold. Moment ye. I am not preaching ethnic politics. I am not preaching tribal politics. I am preaching grassroots politics, which will get you the votes, and the votes. CEOs, what did I say? And
the question would be that, say, your appointment, Ashanti region Nyebia 5, 6, Eastern region Nyebia 3, 4, from the Achin enclave. Say, Omuna and Man Fanya Bibia, Amiki and impact to her. Yeni Ashanti Bibi, I think was there 11 cabinet ministers or so. Oman Fanya Bibia, but I couple of Hafuno and a bed.
I never be a Bakwe Bekwa Hafuno. Or no per se. Look, let's be very honest with our system. Free Dumosia. The deputy CEO, DVL, deputy, no Michimbes.
Okay.
Lawyer, Foster. Free Dumosia. Into a Konya deputy CEO, DVL. Fiebe. Or Koyan Krata, Ofri Fiapri, Ofri Dumase, Ofri Mantuka, Ofri Dumosia, O Nimbia, Ebikura Sabi, or Cochran, or Nis official money be a the better hotel. And first I be bank you. Oh, first I hear an ma, or mother so singane, Ben call and cry. Oh, bra, Dan Wofi. I about it in Bessie. Into any baby other. So the deputy CEO no nya no ama nentamu ho ni bi no wanya baby. No, you see the system, no, the African system, no. Obi kura ba Kumasi ha. No person ko comfortochia. O man so be say wo hene ba wo china me ba ho. No ba. O hene ba nka mtipa mpese mko comfortochi no ni mpanyini bi wo. Beboa. No waka chance. Enti wo so fra bua kwa ha no kro ti Kumasi ano. Kra ti comfortochi mu nware no. Mfa so a wo de ama no say wo anya opportunity ehu panyini. That is how politics is done. You cannot downplay these things in terms of politics. And that has been a problem for the Dankwa Buzia tradition. They seem not to recognize that fact. Look at the appointment of ministers. Apart from Kofi Buzia, maybe there is skewed towards the accounts. It's heavily skewed towards the accounts.
So
and it is dangerous.
The Mahama appointment are all is in a skill towards him.
The Mahama appointment, you know, or you mako. But no, look, take a look at the appointment. A good number of them from Volta and Northern, and that is dangerous.
Because I will show more.
A good number
of them take some of the names like Mensa, Asiama will deceive you.
Yes.
But if you do a background check of appointment now or now, about 80-85% of them Northern and Volta.
Now people are gambling in NDC. And I won't hear. Won't hear. I don't go for you the I don't go for an way. What you say?
Yeah.
Look at the African politicians, Ghanaian politicians should set up and accept the reality. Say, amamu no leadership no. Eye te say ye to damn it. Me na me ka chiro. Ye say ye to damn it. What? Eti MPP 2017, MPP 2020. Me ka say no, but I'm saying so looking at the tradition from 1947, but tradition, the UGCC, the Ashanti and Eastern, no, the stronghold. And to the ultimate flower, Munina Graze, and Gaza Mamudu, and some Mamumianu, and I'm Yansa. But then Yakaneko. Now, said, yeah, dear, the bio, and I'm a whole was we are paying attention to Volta region and Oti region. That
is still my challenge because a Juma Abani ye Volta region, Oti region. So and to me translate it into votes. Omo appreciate ya. 2 ministers are yedeba ko hono, 3 ministers no and a day
campaign or campaign. Unim ye. Oko campaign. Oko jina wa. Say nyina ye Oti region. Just say on cancho Oti region apart from Rashid, is it Rashid Bawa who
Rashid Bawa.
Akan meboa.
Yeah.
On cancho say on can you Buzia won 2 seats in Oti region in 1969. 2 seats. And okra da beto abano ne nsuo na yiri nti bentima fa ba lo boss na nko nti da be start ya be bo bodo kransa na beto bia nya bie wa abedura je konkofo. I think Rashid Bawa was 204, then he won other 2000 or 204. On kan to say ya the Oti region no ya ntoma wo mu on kan to say Oti region no ba ma ya mantam na yani ji onka no what him say onka ora mo hwe cabinet no mo hwe ministerial and deputy ministerial Oti ni bi wo ma mo kama minti sara me kan wa din baba gunitim ora ha ofri hin ora ha ofri hin ora ha ofri hin ora ha ofri hin ora ha ora ti mo baka mo be ora da bi ya oyiwa I'm saying sir. So these are some of the things we must look at them very well in politics.
So
you are not ruling out competence.
Are we getting to a stage where we must admit that in politics populism pays.
But who says populism to a certain extent? Who says populism to a certain extent? For instance,
I know it pays in politics, but so we should embrace it.
Not holistically.
I have that challenge because as a student of public administration and public policy, I will go for what is right, what is good for the people. And you know, I say, say now you know, to get what you want.
It you achieve the maximum resource. Mami Mambi 2006 2007. Now we have Bui Power Authority. The first law was made in 2007. Now enya branda pa ba kubi ofri abrim. No, the Cecilia. She was a minister for lands and forestry and Jikunko for time. Oba Omona Koye law no Bui Power Authority. Now MPP best at na free power. When NDC came, Jabesh Amisata was appointed the CEO. Sika se yetuama ahemfo no kromofo nyina no. Phone or anybody said me no. Phone. That money wasn't paid. Then MPP came. They appointed Fred Oware as the CEO. And then another appointment was Kofi Zamesi with Ameyao as the board chairman. Honorable Ameyao. So, as we are talking today, 20, and I say, another first match,
First match, yeah.
Another first match.
Yeah.
As we are talking today, from
okay. Cecilia Bannerman.
Cecilia
Bannerman. Somebody saying Cecilia Bannerman.
From 2007 till today, first match, 2025. Or he be any way your compensation, amano. Or he be any way your compensation, amano. But let's be very honest. Both NDC and MPP, who can say Omukofa, Banani, Ana Sabio, Bruni, or Bruni Isini, and a man CEO, or Bui Power Authority. And Kaujiri says, Omuntu Academy. And now your first match, 2025. Compensation cap pre.
I am still on the impact or the influence that will make, because
the influence that
now Reverend Father Francis Dra, Anglicans of Penipa, or say Amewu was a minister for 8 years, still not to Abetian.
Yeah, no, a dear minister.
Energy.
No, okay.
And then railways.
You know, the campaign, Francis Dra, also for TBA, the campaign people may go and say, Efo, Tabo, I just Efo, Nyabotari. Efo Tabo, Efo, my body, half. Efo of Free, or say, Bono Akan. Finance, okay, interior. What you say? Free, no, I can't know, Meboa. All the energy, young fano a time. Napo. Energy, I say her, good. National security, I say her, okay. Attorney General. And yet I can.
So in quote, the supposed good ministries, you know. Akodi baby. And you give him railway.
Tabo chese nyabutare. Tabo chese nyabutare. One. Look, take the case of the 2024 elections, you know. NPP, take for instance, you go to Abronye. You tell them, say, me and Kroma Bronye, say, Baumia, Mam Solo, or your mate, into your bar or now, here. Why a campaign Abronye? And this for over bois. Mate on one drivers on one mate. You cannot rule out this type of the campaign they are making, their campaign which goes on in politics in Africa. So I am not inciting one tribe against the other. But you need to be very, very careful. And can you father Jure? Voter region ne OT, any other regions in where we shall vote no mano. Other than won't for appointments in the baby encore. They will tell you.
As I still am out for Your argument, the man for Abewuso, a deputy director of protocol, coming out from Pong. Sorry, because the one time he said, Amewu was at lands and natural resources, what called energy, about railway. Now you're very ministry, very good ministry.
Over railways here, the ministry says.
Hey, railway.
At the ministry says.
Skakako.
At the ministry says. But you know, just opposite. Anytime you talk of water region, it comes to mind Uti region. Mebwa. Mebwa. So the water do thing na yanka be mum. Anyasa. So you two regions. And two regions kura water no tea. Amewu. Let's be very honest. Are we being honest to ourselves? Say ononkwa. Catch the protocol. Say bisano. Ononkwa. So these are dynamics and politics in Africa. So Zambia there, why should they frame up the accusation say Nipam Yunubako Yadru? So these are things you need to be very, very careful. You need to look at them very well. You need to consider them very well. You need to be
okay, so
MPP no so no we are broad base.
Yamra ye party nim. How does the party get a right to insist on this? Because I have said you two many we are. It is a presidential candidate who has become the president.
That should not be.
We are in consultation, but we won't consult who. In
future, I want the MPP to be handled as the federal governments in Nigeria. Whether PDP or APC, the party has her own appointments to make and present it to the president.
Until the party become very independent to finance itself. Now that can't remember.
No, but party the better. Now a political party to some people there. So when Timun device means into become financially self-sufficient there. And an answer. Because
you've been a national officer before. Over the years, what have you done? Dues.
Samin or person candy. Me insist say you're 3 and your MPP, you don't need to bring money from Accra to the constitution. One. Now, what the party headquarters? Registration of members, no. Who person control in the 276 constituencies? How feasible can this be? What did I mention? Why don't you leave it to the regional officers to control it? Ashanti region, Yadiama regional chairman and regional secretariat now. How to organize it? Make sure say card bearer member be a no konyago card ID card utu usika kakra. Yabenya card. What register with Mumu?
I know of this dues driver part near Omubeye, and from the national treasurer point of view, I don't know if it's a bit my ties your mouth for motor dues, no, was this insurance thing. Anna or introduce you. Anna party person be our premium, I'll be to at least a year, I think 1 CD 40 pesos or so. And I know for a fact say almost 30, you know, because of that, you know, almost early stages requirement a day they were getting I think 8,000 Ghana cedis or 80,000, around that figure, and I'm out for a show interest. All of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, because you see, I've been at the national secretariat of the party. And it's a party no, and yet registration 276 in all constituencies. All constituency chairman, all constituency this, all constituency that, all constituency that. I am saying that about 90% of sympathizers of the MPP are per party card or Kwako register. So you see, you must decentralize these things. Allow the regions to do it. The regions will allow the constituents. Technology and say and then Quarano Abano. I can tell you.
None will cast a bear party card. Me or ha, me will mumpuna, me or conscious organizer frame say, Umo mobile party card, moving cambo, one mamma ya, or more than any channel you muquano.
But is there any sense in that?
I don't get it.
Is there any sense in that? Is
and
there any sense in that? Because Obi Pesa or no man in Korea Bimra Mayor no one in trouble. In trouble. Because if it's not in trouble, I don't know Buakwa no constituency on Yachimadi.
Mabeja South.
Mabeja South no. So be free Kanaba. They should go and sing this song to the Marines. Now 2 days. I'm saying go and sing this song to the Marines. Party officers you what Mbia. Trouble until Obi free Kanaba. The trouble thing is disturbing us in the party.
Since the party the problem, no.
More being country, so you are advertising your ignorance. I am not advertising my ignorance. I've been a deputy general secretary for 8 years. I've been Ghana Hada in the MPP. Minimum Yakoso. I was in East or in Western. Then has also be manufacturing and Emra registration. No maybe 2 days. Doesn't make sense. Abra party no office. Constituency be our office. Ukwa Sunyani Isa or an office. Sunyani Wesa or an office. Brekum Doma be our office. Constituency no more money. Then they feed it with more national. It is so bimra made 2 days. Until 2 days no Buakwa 1 man or Mokwa. Just ashim. Doesn't make sense.
Se party ni benya hoden. I insist say Avia president uyewe yentiase no nya adwena na nya president na hwe party no na was a president na hwe party ni dia why any party chairman general secretary organizer woman organizer obetima nya kokodro uni ba na hwe
o be chese say yetimi
no kwara ni makwa kenje say uyewe me na wo nya adwena yentiase ma wonye
one make sure that it should be card bearing members na beto aba. My wish a bit of my start here. We person called national.
Na card ye nyebi.
Meba card bearing.
Two card bearing members no he. And in fact, meaning say Wednesday, this card dues insurance, it is supposed to be launched on Wednesday. Say Amadia.
If you launch it,
because it's about 3 times you make effort. Almost date. No much time. Then you better be akwatina ho.
No, but Tio Ohenebe, why do you launch it in Accra? Why don't you allow the regional chairman to do that? There's not a single constituency in Ghana, not a single constituency in Ghana. Our constituency office, no. Ukwa unya memane maya, wamakwadari wa abafumwa. What? Wabetimaye. And they'll do it and feed it to the regional. And they'll do it and feed it to the national. The problem MPP Nyano or Subing from 2018 to Subing constituency. Abonwayira bidin free Bantama
mention of
come on, a political party like MPP going through this. Maybe the Abon Nation in Ken and you didn't what? Say Jayadri. Now, better than self-sufficient there. We should make sure that MPP becomes a political party. Ya to a very MPP and when no some ministerial appointments in here do no. Here baby siade party no na veteran headquarters I know the Ashanti motrum. No call them mampanyi say this is the MPP I'm looking for. This is the MPP I'm going to support. Now you're ministerial. Edru ambassadoria. Edru yeah. You're the best motuum. So while the president will be looking for the diplomats, the MPP as a party, party branches, UK, Germany, France. Yabaye Kurobia, Ghana, our High Commission ambassador. Branch na hono ya bema o mama edipa ba ko ya share moto ya de komama mpanyini se wo appoint bi wo Italy okwa we ka ho we be ka ho bi. That is how the MPP should be run. That is how the MPP should be run. We should run it as a political party. Onwa kukodro, onwa won bibi. When the chairman of the party speaks, or the general party chairman of the general secretary speaks, or the regional chairman speaks, or the regional secretary speaks, or the constituency chairman speaks, the DCMC so yes sir, massa, yes sir, massa. That is how a party should be run. I don't have a party. I say constituency chairman. Okay, but you remember DC or only ho abam pacho one mpacho. What? This is the future MPP I'm looking for. This I'm not looking for the MPP. You have about 88 MPs going to tell the president to say,
yeah, reshuffle. You be the presidency Debbie. Now government so
this is not the MPP Obiri I'm looking for. This is not the MP, and I'm looking for the MPP. President Nanya reshuffle no. The chairman and the general secretary back say, look, we are going home. Take the party.
Nanya chairman and general secretary mukai.
Baka and Bekoy.
There's no money over for me.
They resign here. They resign here. Did they resign?
Chairman and general secretary, be national organizer, be youth organizer, be na to me. I hear their working. What should be in them? What should be their qualities? What should be their strength? The driving strength.
Me Obiri I can do it.
So when you way,
be
anti.
Oh, sabi da me nka mabi. Me kama me se.
Yeah, the party the moon come.
Yeah, me se me national chairman and now general secretary and a national chairman.
Are you indirectly telling me we have a weak leadership?
Me nka sa me ka me man.
Na obaso che say.
Me ga che say me Obiri na me national chairman.
E jomo man to me anya no.
Me nka so ye weak me ka me man.
Boapayo.
Me sam. Upa no wi anu afro be hello. Obiri say na wo so ka wan obede. No, you see, when you have a political party all over the world, you have a political party. 80 plus MPs have gone to the president. You know? And when I spoke on air from Miniti Kasia Kasai, I think Kasia and Abakuman Kasai, and I'm saying, Sadia, who papa national officers, they should wake up. Oh, Akwabi, Adecha, no, the Aba, Opera News, Obribo, they didn't know Casado. And that man, answered the panel party office. I see me, they didn't know Casado.
Party office.
Our party office. Or the Opera News. Eventually, as he say, and these are Ashanti region more recommendations. See, and can be.
Yeah.
And can.
Yeah.
It's a cratch no the matter. Cratch no the matter. I don't just our party office. Until I can get you a bribe. I can't be actually. Madam, that's why I'm a lawyer. So that is how the party should run. In future,
I say Ashanti region quite na kakra because na umuye bi wo HFM Bantima and Kufum party office so after the preoccupy yes be anya national because I remember me media or Georgia Hotel it is a enye consoles nyan se bia Ashanti region kwa no or at least 4 or 5 different sports are ubeti
ya nyan so to
enkeye na for the bia national
see ya nyan so to ya nyan so to on fredra on fredo biase na wabaha some ma constituency bia anya registration at the constituency officer munyai we are sick and tired. Niama we nyina di party ninya. Ma bu se bidin va me ko national na say he hwe ne be kire. Ko modalities kra ben na mo de beto aba. I know in 2026 you must go for national.
Yeah.
We mean that in 2025 as I say we organize go be start to organize polling stations and constituencies. Modalities ben. I am saying sir some people anya no card bearing members ye bamu wa okuta card wa register card bia obetu bia
na card ye dimi nyai ozuzu okuta card bia
the be so dia the party cannot win 2028 so
anya ni sa
na dina whiskey no ye no some few individuals na yama wo mu TV ni fridge no bane be koto aba amanfo da yenkoto otom nanti wanhu wante ojina sa Ashanti reje 1.2 1.3 bankoto 2 point something ampa bankoto die ntini bankoto die ntia ole mankoto fi se wo mom call delegates no am ko no obi ba one day no kuta 10,000 na me na apanyina mpa so yeni pa onkoto na dan no bela makoka say aboye nyina no so just expand it. And you cannot tell me, sir, in 2025, a party like MPP, constituency B, who perceive registration. In 1970, 1971, 1971, Kofi Abrefa Buzia, no, you're gonna card no. Information service form, but where could it be? I say, anyway, 1970, 1971. Bekwa akura bia ase akura bia no sabi na abua kwanya akura wo meka akura
abua kwanya ho nya akura da
meka akura achichi dom fa sana abon fa achichi dom fa akura bi wo hono mo ayi Kofi Ababi okurom etimba se the whole day kan ko ho the whole day. And so in 1970 1971 Kofi Abrefa Buzia Yakanaka, they went there to do the registration. And it was successful. Yeah, me say my name Papa Bebre, Buzia card no be.
Right. 8 o'clock. I want to be radio and I want to be TV. Lawyer Nana Obiri is my guest as usual on a Saturday morning like this. 9 a.m. Yes, sorry. Na want to be sports. Francis V. Maria Newton Lati Akomia the sports Messiah. Ne couple the supreme ababe twaswa kopembe 1 p.m. and sana omasori. We have about 1 hour to check out of the studios. Nana after yema ram in the Ashanti Region Election Review Committee report no na eninkomo vis-a-vis eno akwachi 2020 the anaba na yenhwe eno asem kaka na afi yenko enim.
Yeah, ebini ni yakeka keka. Ni yakeka keka ya no. Ne ya boboso no. Ena bio party no paying. Once again, we need to be extra careful. Look, let's be very honest. The municipal and district be ni hwa ebia wo andisi fo eban adwuma bi emeto ho ayese de mamamfo district municipal.
Yeah.
Wo kopa akura no de na ba be hye adwuma no men kwaje ni sika ministry bia ni ho a adwuma emeto ho meboa wo kopa akura na ba men kwaje ni sika enya aboa no pe kokwa ye ntino de ho twitwiri sie
sie tinta na titia
bia ya pa ye hu ntino ya chekere boa enti pa no de ho adom party no a o de no ho adom party no se na eduru ba bia now abema no abaya no ne maame ne papa wakwa ba opra we afebere bia ye befa nipa adwuma bim arafa 10,000 bra na wa ansa apobo na sisiri ya moyi eye. And you know they will be giving these assignments to their peers. They will be giving these assignments to their peers. Na peers no koton obati yere prosi koton soldier koton migration prison fire service no akoton okoye no MPP ni na nya sika ntobi NDC ni nya sika tobi TNDC ni ba no kobi nti otekura na se wa ofrofo va share ola wa MPP ezo de ba no da so na mfie miam wa NDC mba no wa nya adwuma ba afa no kanokura ohene ba these things are not good. Omo de ma PS no na sanya zanka ye be ko afcon na nka ye me passport wa aye se me ko bia fe abrete
anya world cup mpo afcon African country
media na nya world cup po
no mo je wo passport
amprenu baako ya Angola baako ya 2018 baako ya 2020 10
no mo je o passport
bara yakwa ya niam aba obekobi 10
na the passport no bro no ye ne dey
mbisa wala anye yi no mra fama de mom
anya ne we
ana me yende so see these are things which worked against the MPP as a party in honesty ebi kura wa enye sika I remember there was an incident when I was the deputy general secretary. One day me ko office am say manya hoho na mbisa no say the osho kentampo na not that he was a organizer no qualified to hold the position of a headmaster and that school should be vacancy should be abetoto nti oba party officer no abehwe msi o sa asi amabatra ha mansa na msi na woni mpanyini bi ola ofra panyini we wo GS mre o number fama na mfre papa mre se ni mpacho adamfo ba ko bi ba o se o ne ma ne mra o hene ba kapre ni da mani mi solve problem no man MPP from paying for me will help solve the problem for you. Ebrim so teamwork dene. Ebi kura abakono.
Let us see him that.
The secretary will tell you say oh na mpacho we book appointment there. When the late Debra was the minister for Agrek, na me original chairman of MPP. Me kwa na secretary no say oh me muku appointment there ene ontimi home na msi you. No say ne mentwro form bi na mentwro form ono kra se oni wompo na ho so kra me muku appointment am see you me dan mani me kwa no manya call na secretary na from say oh osebra what you say so please me nka
say na say normal yeah abekan when you are living with it
nka say nipa no nyina ebinumu wote wo mo so a na wa sore so let's organize the party well. Our leaders should be bold, strong.
I know you have thought of many reforms.
Bebre.
When the time is due for the constitutional amendment. Can you share some of them with me?
Yeah, Bini sir. Every MC or every MP, certain or former, should be a member of the constituency committee.
Constituency executive committee?
Yes. Every.
Past, present. Okay.
Momo be a voting right. Munya isa obey as official only voting right. Munya isa na constituency chairman be why no ho e chompianta. Why no gagai. Because constituency no e ba ku bi penso na ma yetimi wene ye. But the following way no ko no ono ba ye kra ya lusu city no. Every minister, every deputy minister.
So, in short, former government appointees.
If he was reshuffled or not reshuffled, constituency, original. Mama, we need a number one senkwane. When you go prayer, what channel? When I wear chairman, manemrabi.
All former elected officers.
Exactly.
Or appointed party officers.
Exactly. Okay. I don't know the battle now, but some way, you know. Yes, no, be so, be answer. You should stretch your hands. Then the external branches, you know, as they make room for members of the external branches, you know, be members of NEC. The brave members of NEC. I
have been saying, say, Oko Yuka. Omo, I think 28 chapters or so. Chapters, no, at the Senka constituency, Omo, the same officers, BBR. Now, you have a 12 branch, Niano, Yamomo, I think 12 slots. And Nipa 12, and if you over. And the branch executives, you know, for UK example, Omu Yufere, na kano, Oma Chediama. 28 chapters ne say ntino mo no ko decide
wamu bia
ntino ka ebi kwampa why not say be a chapter be a chairman enya voting right?
Exactly. Because if you go,
and as be a chapter be a chairman and the secretary.
Chapter be a chairman and the secretary. Sorry. In UK, in France, in Belgium, in Italy, in US, in here, Beba nye chabelu pre take it to. They are resourceful enough. They are resourceful enough. Brobe free Martin Kens Crown on your chairman. Martin Kens
chairman, yeah, Richmond, double chairman.
Good. Brobe no cry on your chairman one Martin Kens. Huh?
Okay, kids also brobe na squabble na. Okay, ono ye Telford chairman.
Ono cry na yere. Yeah, MPP from paying for no yakwa bruchira. Omo timi tua hotel, me otimi tua hotel ta 10 days. 10 days on any year. 10 days.
So in effect, they are spending much, but their say in the part
not fair.
Limited.
Much chapter biya emrabi. Now say US who about 100 chapters no more ba who na ubeju ubetu ya omukana. And more to about the general elections there. Now we have UK na UK mo adopt constituency back na dey say sisire na po no e wo hefa ye beto abade a
unim sa de no say edu sa ye be election a ye chapters no e na adopt constituencies wa ha because now no ya me call yi me call Telford for meeting, me call Reading for meeting, me call East London, me call North London, Swindon and other chapters. Omu ye meet no bia eka constituency oba adopt ye edu about to so a ye say branch ni nyina no eye one constituency, not even region.
Okay nya sisira ni sisira la do ba bia pipi ni ya hu say eye sisira ni sisira ba be wa bruchiri na obeto aba national elections a mama amanfo afri ha moment to aba no at the constituency level no mo say there. So abana yebeto no regional, national, presidential declarative constituency. Regional and national. Say kotuno say ya to constituency. Me kan kire mpanyimfo no say enye successful.
So regional elections say say bia mebo card bearing members nya na etu bia ye to no constituency base ya collate.
This is general election.
The national elections is no constituency level. Ya quality. Wa win. Dan say nipa kakra bi ni akwehia wo. Stadium. Asisire de. Ma hoye de.
Tiama bentina ode. Mena de ni ma.
This guy me be coming to be.
Mena de. Do anya nkwane. Ana anya sikire na ebedi ana wo no akaso de. Sebe ya party no na ho odene party no na akuranse so no sebe ya no eya sunwane a western sunwane east abebe ye no a national na dan sunwane so enye de dan domase so enye de dan brekuma enye de dan design gengen enye de dan wamfie enye de dan nkrankwanta enye de.
So your general conclusion about the reports and then the upcoming one from the Michael Quay report.
Michael Quay report no futu am de man say moko ye no te say osafo mafo recommendations na wa enfa.
Afei na mensa can be.
We lost elections, you formed a committee, osafo mafo and the group went round report na e wa he.
Ebinim say efias me enkam obi ante.
Akai ni nya ni walu so miawa no.
Because I have seen people criticizing, say, yes, for where I sit, I know, sir, Ashanti region, it wasn't deliberate. Obine liki and I yedi munkomo.
Now we liki. The party has gone for elections. The party has lost miserably. What's the young to say Roman Yoko Bonica? Roman Yoko Bonica. Kanene yakoboneka no ne kwa ne ya buti sofo no so na just ya was
you are expecting said national one so ba emu asem yen kam obi ante
na ebere ya hu ya reforms Martin Luther the wall of Wittenberg that was 1517 at the Kotaro Reformation or the Monjero Reform Roman Catholic Church crowd the Koboho all over the world. Martin Luther Wittenberg in German or the Koboho I didn't know my party no ayano and not just an idea I am my being Hundia and you may party because somebody was appointed as a pulling agent Domase Presby School because through one more and a Methodist school because through one more I nipa say na to aban olo nipa na beto aban no de minti am say na woni paper what
no pulling agent
adan ya re brana no ye pulling agent on olo koto aban wo o ba bi oto aban which means that some pulling agent no kura MPP for fan wo on free ho adan abada na party na lusu azan because you polling station elections no obi advertise na that ye say back be crap polling station obi perform no kura bia wanya bi. How do we run a party like this? How do we run a party like this? And then in future also more constituency officer biara any member of the electoral committee. More regional officer biara any member of the electoral committee. More national officer biara any member of the electoral committee. More Jubilee House office of the president biara any member of the electoral committee.
Because I say a call a just by election. You know, in Ashanti region, chairman chair regional executives no. Into regional executive biara no 10 elected plus 17 no ono Ghanaian county 16 aka no obia at least 3 or 4 constituencies or so
polling stations are
no
and you are talking about
constituencies yeah the Ashanti region
okay.
So 16 regional officers no sen kombe 17 untumi nka ho ono oversight we tebia women organizer or constituencies 3 women organizer no da bantima in share so ne kwada so regional organizer e won constituencies no wo be kwai ni wadu bia say and say Obuasi East Nasara to be our 3 constituencies when I will manage those 3 constituencies no and then you report to him to be na online then move in. That was the campaign structure. You call a juso by election nipa regional officer na oda honom no kwakuata national for free Accra bae a wo mu tutu omuniema. They brought people from Accra or no regional officer na otia juso Jabe Kumawuna or no Eresuno. He didn't even know. Which is one thing was a mumpo.
Oh, Fanto.
He has been in the constituency for about 2 years. Onuna Omubi Biano, Omu the series no the about regional a council meeting.
One of Fanto. I say no answer. You see?
Kumawu the same thing happened.
You see? And the same thing happened at Jachikwesin's place.
As enough, it was worse.
The same thing happened at Jachikwesin's place. The same thing happened at Jachikwesin's.
And then one in the election day, is we did the sharpshooters.
Yeah, shooters.
Nay, Bakukane Kandi, but sharpshooter na Bakubi.
They shooters. They shooters. Sikana wa mode ma binum se o mon konko frefra manfo mra no bia gene wa buka hye na taso the MPP yade no me Obiri bo the MPP yade no nya yade ehuma me Obiri bo uga se me nkote aha ne me meyam ne me fa mako ntonkom to so ne me hwe MPP ba bia yade o me fa wa ekitam kiti ekitam kiti MPP by elections offering Kanayaba, or my young huni or the buyer, or my Anthony or the buyer, or my huni, especially Serbia Oba Ashanti region, so you are fair. No, so in future, MPP for no am wo hwe me amutie me no mon fi mani mon mai mani
State of the Nation's address.
Enya bia na ye yin polling station official. Enya bia na ye yin constituency. Enya bia na ye yin na hwe ne ko hono domasi. It means that the polling station elections in Ukraine o manye na wa me ya yanka obi free baby. But how say a party like MPP and then would about for my what test come for you? Just tell the test con in itself. I could now free no.
Go there
And register as a police station official. Minimum be ata kakra ba KNUST or Fiapri. Sister Baduba. Akurai PMPP na kurai ni muma say. Sa akura we wo Fiapri no. Nti ono na enko chini nko ka say munya mi polling agent. Fiapre. Atano akakra nan kaso pe ho Fiapre polling agent. Obiri person am ye communicators. They just wanted to be communicators. He wants to be more communicator be. He's a lecturer. Obaha or display pa damn brilliant tuntum
Fuku.
or the Fuku
Dr. Fuku.
tuntum.
Yeah.
I say deputy something. Now no can abobo tricycle for allowances the yantwam car allowances
Inoko wa hina champion. Dr. Inoko wa hina.
Come on. And when you hear him making pretend mo the amount for ba awia no tie bi no presentations pa one more presentations in say yay MPP nti akrache for me nsin chese omutimi ya analysis na wa hina champion say look me yam analysis bi mo hwa ndisi for say omotwa car allowance and so motor allowance de omutwam carbon mu kasa fantastic. Every afternoon I watch this program by the say Keke. Fantastic presentations. Fantastic analysis. Now a binumu person ye police station or ye agent. Kakra ye agent kron kan to se kon no aduane bre no. Me kafia pre o kakra. Na ya ye bibinu ya ye nte se bosumbi apona zan because somebody wants to skill that thing from the polling station. Now what me they call constituency. Said you be or no be win constituency. Said you be obetima win original. Said be buana mana win one national. Aden. Utwan kontomposi abrosania udada na nadukrum. Usume ni hafidia uche eja wa adwo. Communicators. Now you go to Sunyane. But you suspend the say you suspend binum. But binum you good. There's a guy, Baba man, PK support the band done MPP for model or mobile programs. Analysis by na PK support. Analysis Obama or Boase. Opokuase. And now kwesi a Joseph Bishase. Some more bribe. Analysis by brofo twi so baba no de kra brofo twi ne nkran. He wants to be a member of the communication team and so adene Mami Musa we na yanko State of the Nation address in so bottom up or down up to top oh yes anyango bi gare mu no down to top yanto fifre na ankosoro yanto fifre ankosoro mumam polling station executives no as I say ta ye register wie no na pese ye to a ye make announcement obi a onye regional constituency bibi executive on na be keep forms no mienu miensa omo na be je forms no omo na be she date omo na be kwa gina ho amayato. All right. But State of the Nation's address. I'm about to say the mayor Kotoka should be a generated President Mahama State of Nation address no as usual. Me, I'm not sitting here to talk like sabi. Obia ono de who see evil here no evil. I don't talk like that. Ocean presentation I always present it as a mature statesman, honest, sincere. So President Mahama wamane State of the Nation address. But I did I could be a PK and me no and say President Mahama can say cocoa board the car. President Mahama can say ECG the car. Nigiri says Sabaneka President Mahama enka. That is a presumption. So then a cocoa board, young talk cocoa cotton. Cocoa, young tongue cotton. Now for the past about 30 years or so. Yes, I have and son yatima syndicated loan. And you fed your my. Now, my man are not on chocolate or Vodafone for any more on the on Tolo Moko. What I say? PC no on auto cocoa no de ma PBC. And I saw told them Amajaru on the on Tom Moko. Ghana catch for them rubber for Obiri. Bed the money bro. Bed money. Partisan politics in tea. MPP ba no abeya and this is so ba no abeya enye and no eventually it is the cocoa farmer on na ebre because the infono na yeko conference yeko seminar yeko we sika na bia anti cocoa no bo no enkosoro ni kuani na bre na no bati yaze yache cocoa vede kotogo vede agu jerrycan mu na si much by Monfava, but Timon Tracing who said Adentia, Ebia disparity, Buono. Copapa no the cocoa free Ghana, Eco Togo. Or no the free and chancing cocoa, Quasu, Eco, Cote d'Ivoire, Eya Buono. Why don't you adjust it? Because of Mr. Rescue. Ghana catch a free MPP, Cocoa Border the cat, and this year, Cocoa Border the cat, MPP, ECG the cat, and this year, ECG, dying. And so my man and papa no why book kios on the car. NDC ba no obaba here man for cocoa bon ECG MPP for say political persecution. MPP so ba no so ba try man for but political persecution. Ni yakoya na ye buy. Yakoya na ye buy. I've been saying the party like MPP yet PDS ho asem. PDS aba ya the assets ama PDS ya the liabilities ama PDS na nsan ya si anya adwuma ti PDS bebe di boso ba kwabun sika da ohane ho who took that money na sika da ko hin nti obi cause financial loss to the state man this formula ni say ya bebe yan hwehwemu a MPP for baka say political persecution. I'm sick and tired of Ghanaian politicians, both MPP and NDC. Some of them men can say, oh, I Obiri boy, I'm sick and tired. My bro Tom. Now we ba no aba ma figure sibi na we so ba. Sister nipa ba do sian nan ya NDC ba no, but ya jabe nyina political persecution. What be that? Doesn't make sense. Adosian nan no. Hwe mu ofoso apofo de okokasa baabi nti anokra po de hye enyehu ema Ghana moka anameboa na siamanum de ya be ya se ba sand na ko Bank of Ghana aden it is only in Africa mre yankopon mi hia wan sama me bisa wono so yankopon ya no African intellectuals, some African intellectuals, some African politicians, some African academicians ono bo be sana. But you know, is it common sense should have done upon us say siama kra ya nye prosecution no at least we didn't be baby afa no ko baby foforo won sane ko baby na wo no aba na Ghanaian intellectuals na no President Mahama ko adisa baba we are talking of reparation. Why didn't you reparation, man? A good number of African politicians, intellectuals are rogues and crooks and liars and cheats. So bringing for a reparation, look, this week and last week, Fianza Ukera and I were the front page daily graphic or a 99.75 billion cedis lost from 2013 to 2014. 2013 to 2014, MPP wom, NDC wom, 99.75 billion. Billion though, I never would ye. And you could afford that than you. So the current 99.75 billion, no, I could afford the NBDA and the NHO meeting with me. In Nigeria last week, 3 trillion naira, 3 trillion naira gone down the waist. A friend waist means in Nigeria. 3 trillion in Nigeria. And Ghana and Nigeria are talking of reparation. Sika Yankopon dia mamu asasi sika Yankopon dia mamu mwakrachi for nuraba for mudi sika nsi amu boma. Ghana, the loot goes on.
Bibiansa.
Kofi
Bento wrote this on his Facebook. Say, I found a new word, recrudescence, meaning the return of something terrible after a time of rest. I have a feeling the second coming will be much worse.
Oh, yes.
Much worse.
Yes.
But I guess those who ask for it deserve what it brings. Let's sit back and watch.
Kofi, you are right.
Kofi Bento, no.
Kofi Bento, you are right. Kofi Bento, you are right. Kofi Bento, you are right. 100%.
Recrudescence.
You are right.
The return of something terrible
very well that,
after a time of rest.
very well that Mahama has 4 years. Where do you just say, a baby, baby, or honey, what so nina? That is Africa for you. So when I hear African leaders, African intellectuals talking of reparation, maybe I hope. Reparation for what? Reparation for what? Nanado, reparation for what? Tinubu, reparation for what? John Mahama, reparation for what? For what? Nanado, PDS, no, and yes, can be. We are talking of reparation. Because slave trade was abolished in 1807. And slavery was abolished in 1833. No money Ghana Kuramai. Reparation again. Now let me come to John Mahama and President Akufo-Addo. John Mahama and President Akufo-Addo, you are talking of reparation. You know what is happening in Mali now? There's a multinational, be a friend of Barrick.
Good, we know.
Barrick. And the ruling military junta in Mali, no, Etimia say, where we to go to Mali beyond 35%.
Ultimate Jai.
The multinationals have agreed. Nanado, Gamahama, Ghana a 10. Monte. And another goes to 6 years in Ghana to say, oh, Kudia, and ya Obianka say Kuya. No be house Kunya, Abi Baba Jinda, or Lanchi the book, so I want to call a guest of honor. Baba Jinda Lashiko. Nothing about us. I never Bajida Lanchini book. Obi house Kunya. Baba Jinda Lanchini book is so one oko.
Baba Jinda, why you could?
Oh, could and who annulled the elections in 1992? Onama Biola Mayor President, no. And the book on another coy or the crown. I say, assistant, mother. Now, I am look, I am saying that. Nyankopona moye African, send YCTA. Nyankopon crash Africa, share such an abrofo. Because the resources we have, and so no, the problem of Africa, and he said, some of our leaders have been very, very disappointing. Some of our rulers, some of our lecturers, some of our leaders, some of our managers. African can hear money and Kababi a Singapore, no one in South Korea, no one, Nanka Safa, but bad leadership. In 1335 to 1330 to 1335, Mansa Musa went on pilgrimage. As you are talking now, Mansa Musa Okono, Sika or the core, you know, and my gold blow about from. With Elon Musk, Zubere Kanadi, the world still considers Mansa Musa as the richest man. The richest man, 1330 to 1337. That was a brother, do the calculation. The richest man. Malio. Mining has gone on in Ghana for more than 150 years. And so we are still hewers of food and fetchers of water. A percentage na bisibasa. Gold bisibasa. Damo bisi basa.
Percentage nisa.
Esa.
Sikana sokra ba. From Ejapa to Gold Board.
So whither are we drifting? You know, whither are we drifting? And the story is all over. You go to the extent that Rwandan troops are in DR Congo. Because Pokagami troops not there Onyesika. Why is it that the Malians and the Nigerians are happy with the presence of the Wagner? Because the Wagner troops, you know, or more the helicopter drones, no in there, and though they are monitoring the fundamentalists, into Amana perform. Amana perform in case of free. So if you sit here in Ghana or you sit in Nigeria or you sit in Cote d'Ivoire, now a general statement to say, kuna ba Burkina, kuna ba Mali, kuna ba Nigeria na
Malians no are happy.
They are happy because
what their democratic rule didn't give them,
the military
junta is giving them.
And the same thing is happening in Burkina Faso.
Yeah,
it's happening in Niger. And the Burkina Faso, or sisters, you are the bank right to see Rasso.
Yeah.
So Burkina Faso at the bank or two genuine tomatoes so anka what then you spend $12 million to revive the Pualungu. Sikani yang now this is for Benin Obiti committee ni achi obini yadin kokotwa was political persecution. MPP Subano Bachi obino de kokotwa must say political persecution. Ni yakoya na yabai. Media
well
Baba Jana my Urose by Katkisi Uruma Sunday. Beja politics.
Ayo.
Aye. Because Maka Babin Kotoka, so I'm
they seem to change the name of Kotoka Airport.
Meti, I am a sir. I am a sir. I am a sir. I am a sir. And let me take this opportunity. Namena Oma ye Tankwa Memorial Lectures from 24 February to 26 February. Menna Omwase. Now, on behalf of Dankwa, Buzia, Dombo, Jato Kalio, J. Kufo, and Aram Ponsanum, Menna Omunyanase, Omoya de Pa. You see, coup, 1966, 24 February 1966. And a Kunubai. Kunubai. By 1967, na ahim foa Kwame Nkrumah de wo musiye na kunu ba ya they were 133
ono na see umuhene
ono na see na those days you know na law no if you are installed as a chief or ensconced as a chief you must get government recognition when you government recognition
unyo hene.
And it happened in PNDC 207, PNDC law 207. Recognition. So that brought about the problem with Ifigase. Could I do a well-known case? Ifigase. Ofosuja Abo became. See, I analyze by an okoye. Ofosuja Abo became. Unzo Ofosuja Abo became, or what I jacum for mammy. What is Abacosenda? I jacum for mammy. Ba on be wo be ma no ofosuja abo nko ana no CPP ni
interesting
yeah ofosuja abo on ba fa koto so we now coup happened coup aba fa hodie amanfo ani age go and look at the Apollo Commission recommendation wonderful and kwesi practicing to say Ghana's day of shame now no nipo be kasa 24 February no China ni na say now I got you practice me over okay Ghana back was central me. What go for be free China. No. Now anumu ena dey ni see the coup happened 24 February 1966. The NLC proclamation was made on 28 February 1966. Kotoka was killed on 17th April 1967. 17th April 1967. But in January 1967, now information was a billion person coup. And the person who was spearheading to what? Atta. So Kotoka was killed on 17th April 1967. SB Ataku no ekofa ibano your friend no for the purpose of Mamuti Abakose no your friend no the Jutai boy coup someone to say no ka da ana January na ya ana Kotoka. Now I want it to be on record say 17th April 1967 no enye Kotoka nkwan nkunu omuku Kotoka 8 no na Kotoka 8 no ba ko de bokole katin bokole omukunu Captain Aveno omukunu Sergeant Ose Grusi ono so omukunu eti omukunu. Then it was in 1967 no omoye no General Kotoka Trust. That is where Medembara neba no General Kotoka Trust. That was the act, was decree 339 of 1967. Decree 339 of 1967. Decree 339 of 1967 and on I met now that decree no say ya the Accra airport no ya the betu Kotoka ntimo amunim no ame mama bakosem ne no Accra airport no ya the betu Kotoka and ntina kofa no Kotoka International Airport ya besi statue ama Kotoka ya the barracks bi betu Kotoka ya be pass and gardens bi ama Kotoka ewom ye be shidane ama Kotoka maame ye be shidane ama Kotoka yire ye be hwe Kotoka mma ye be hwe Captain Aveno had 3 wives na yire miense ni nyina ye be mabadane ye be hwe Captain Aveno mma ye be hwe Captain Bokolo yire Captain Bokolo mma ene Captain Bokolo ne maame Sergeant Osai Grushi ye be hwe ne yire ye be hwe ne mma. So that was the law and that law was amended in 365 of 1971. Amended baby kakrebi. So that law is still in existence. So if you ask me as a lawyer, say make a court me could change Kotoka dina with the Mr. without prejudice. Oh, I am sorry. Kwasi Prate, more canon. Take it from me to the Miramunia Mohoya Mesere. It's a decree. And by section 34, or article 34 of the section 34 of the transitional provisions, 1992, no. An act of NLC. And once nominated on that decree was passed by NLC, no. Section 34, no. You cannot touch it.
Okay. I see.
That is the law. That is the history.
That's interesting.
Yes. You cannot touch it. You cannot touch it. Now Supreme Court without prejudice you. Whether I'm person be back as a contempt. I don't the contempt now, but Ashanti. I know. Go and look at this case of Kwamba Fuale Sabronya versus the Attorney General. The judgment was delivered on 24th June 2024, the Supreme Court of Ghana. Speaking through Tokono.
Justice Tokono.
You will find a lot of cases that the Supreme Court is telling you, say, oh, now say we're in interpretation. The Supreme Court will tell you cases are in interpretation. In interpretation, and I will go for interpretation. So in interpretation, you don't go for interpretation. The Supreme Court has brilliantly canvassed that position of law in Kwamba Bronye versus the Attorney General. The unreported ruling delivered in 2024. So, where do you go? And then, apart from that, a transition provisions in Libya is covered. So, no court. So, if the Attorney General is to go to court, so the Attorney General is to go to court to say, hey, no court. I believe that the Supreme Court will listen to say no court. It's 34, a woman, no court. Because people think, I'm not fighting here, I'm say, didn't be that sorry, yeah, no, didn't know to Kotoka International Airport. David, it's a law.
Mrate, decree.
Punchy. Udwa ho enye ye. Umwa na enye ye, ukwa na enye ye. Country, that is the law. Timothy see people, but Matthew see people for about to say, or my dissociate
themselves from
whether they will dissociate or they will not dissociate.
But
you know, I have a little worry. Bibi kakra hame. When you enter hame. Potoka yang ngoni. Bokolo yang ngono. Aveno yang ngono. Anytime this issue comes, I don't hear the Anglo chiefs coming out. But anytime a comment is made about Jerry John Rawlings, you hear them coming out. I feel very much worried. Because I just said, Kotokadia, I'm penny baby Rawlings. But that is not fair.